Hey, today I'm going to talk about starting your own business. Or more importantly, the question is, should you start your own business, right? Hey, I'm Shannon the Cannon, CEO of I Love Kickboxing. I'm going to tell you my story and give you some tips, some do's and don'ts, and some things to think about. Here we go. Okay, today's topic is starting your own business, or should you start your own business? And I want to talk about that just a little bit. First off, I want to tell you from a very high level, I think everyone should strive to be on the ownership side. What do I mean by that? Well, you should hopefully own something, right? Building equity, building value in something that is yours, that you have total control over. There is nothing wrong with being an employee, being a good hard worker, providing value to a business that you work for. Yes, you have to do that, and you need to create income for your family, you and your family. So that's an absolute yes. I need great workers, great team members here on my team as well. They have to exist, yes, but they should also strive to be on the ownership side of owning something of value. Maybe it's a house, maybe it's a piece of real estate, maybe it's an important document or important coins or gold or silver, or a business. And a business is one of the easiest things to start. Now, I'll talk about a business here in just a little bit. Sidebar, starting a business in the United States is one of the easiest countries to start a business in. I've been very blessed in my career. I've seen businesses get started in over 20 countries around the world, from the Middle East to Latin America to Australia, New Zealand, all over, and Japan and Asia. I've worked with entrepreneurs in all those countries, and I know from experience the U.S. is one of the easiest countries to start a business. So if you're in the US and you're listening to this, hey, you're in the right place, right? Yes, there's some government documents you have to do and some tax things you have to do, but that's part of it, right? That's part of being in business and being an entrepreneur, right? Being your own boss. So yes, so starting a business is an easy thing to do, and I think anyone can do it. Now, is it for everyone? No, it's not. It's not for everyone. You know why? Because you are it. I said this earlier, I said you eat what you kill, right? Like, if you don't make it happen, no one's going to pay you for the service. You are the one that has to get up every single day and go and do the things that create income, provide the service, provide the product that creates the income. And some people are not ready for that level of responsibility. In fact, they want to turn it off at the end of the day, where when you own it yourself, you never turn it off. It's always on your mind. Even subconsciously, you wake up thinking about it. You go to bed thinking about it. And if you're not ready for that level of stress and you don't want to handle that and you just want to shut things off, then maybe starting a business is not quite right, okay? And again, you don't have to go one side, start a business or not start a business. A lot of people think, oh my gosh, I'm either a business owner or I'm not, or I'm a W-2 employee. You don't have to think that way. You can keep your regular position, but on the side, start something you love, you're passionate about, something that excites you, and you can build on the side, build your side hustle. And who knows, that side hustle may turn into a full-time gig for you and your family. But don't risk the income loss of jumping to the full-time if you're not ready, and if you don't have everything settled in your home life and ready to go, okay? I recommend people don't quit your job, right? Start your side hustle on the side. With I Love Kickboxing, start your I Love Kickboxing classes on the side with friends and family. You can teach out of a church, out of your house, out of anywhere, but keep your regular position. I had a coach tell me one time, I need a job, and I'm not making money teaching kickboxing. Well, yes, then you're right. You need to go get a different job that can pay you pretty quickly, so that you can work on your kickboxing teaching job on the side, right? You see, so again, these are stresses of starting your own business, right? And I want to make sure you hear me loud and clear that you don't have to just completely jump ship to start your own business. You can ease into it with an after-hours side gig. Now, quick story about myself. I will be very honest and transparent. I never had a real job. Can you believe that? I've never had a real job. I've always been self-employed. And that stemmed from growing up in that environment. I think you are a product of your surroundings. If you want to be successful, get around successful people. If you want to jump in an industry, say the fitness industry, guess what? You need to be around fitness. You need to be at fitness shows, be around the gym, be around people that are teaching and doing fitness, right? So you are a product of your environment. So what I did, my big brother purchased a martial arts school that he grew up in. that I grew up in. And my first job was teaching, warming up the kids' class. That was my first job. And so yes, I backtrack. I did have a job, but it was with my martial arts experience that I love. So that was my job. And that turned into, owning martial arts schools and then starting a fitness brand and growing it to many countries. And it went like that, right? So that was my route. So I didn't get per se a job, say, waiting tables or anything like that. I did not have to do that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But I didn't have to do an outside job outside of my passion. I think that's a better way to say it. I didn't have to do an outside job outside of my passion. So, but for you guys out there now, I would strongly recommend you be on the ownership side of something, no matter what it is. Try to get some type of ownership in a small business, and you can start it yourself. Now there's a lot of reasons people don't start their own business. They say time. Yeah, and you're right. You have to make time for it, right? You're never going to have time. People say, well, I just don't have time. Well, people, I hear people, I don't have time to work out. I don't have time for this. You make time for the things you really love. And, for example, your family, you probably make time for your kids and your family and things like that. So because it's important to you. And if being on the ownership side is important to you, then yes, you need to make time to be on that. Okay, another one is capital or money. I don't have the money. Yes, money is a tool to move things along, right? And if you don't have it, that's okay. My wife and I started a fitness business maxing out a credit card one time and borrowing money from a friend. Now, I don't recommend you do that. I just had such conviction back in the day. I had no plan B. It's like, I will make this work no matter what. I will make this work or die. And that was my conviction. And that's my personality type too. So, and that may not be you, and that's okay. You can start teaching out of your house or teaching at a local gym for hardly no money, right? You can create a quick little easy flyer. We can help you with this, and you can get started in your kickboxing teaching career very inexpensively. We just need to build the skill set of the service. You don't have to buy a bunch of products. You just need to get the service right, okay? Next is the economy. Listen, the economy is always going to be, if you watch this channel, it says it's going great. If you watch this channel, it says it's going horrible. You just can't really rely on any of that. And in fact, don't even watch it. It's just negative, right? It's just negative. Remember earlier I said you're a product of your surroundings. So if you surround yourself with negative news, which the news is designed to shock you, not inform you, then don't watch it. Don't watch the news. People say, oh, did you hear about this? Did you hear about this? I'm not saying keep your head in the sand and don't be informed about what's happening in the world. Yes, it's great to be informed on the things that are happening in the world, but you cannot get stuck on watching the news. One of my pet peeves is when I go in a restaurant or a business and I see the news on. Why? That is like the worst thing I want to see right now. I don't want to watch that, right? I'm here to have my lunch. I don't want to see the news on and bombings and crashings and murders. I mean, wow, what a terrible thing to watch, right? And I don't want to start my day like that either in the morning. So you can't do that. Or the president or the government. You know what? I don't care. I mean, I care. Don't take this wrong. I care of course I care who's in office and what their policies are and their thoughts are. But I can't let that stop me from running my business. I have to just go forward, whether it's a Democrat, Republican, Independent. I can't worry about that. I just have to go and do the best I can with the tools I have that the country has given me, right? If the country give me the tools to be in business and do this and do that, then I'm going to run with that. I'm not going to worry about if it's a Republican or a Democrat in the office. I have to just go, right? Next is a motivation. Yes, there are going to be days you don't feel like doing it. Like you don't feel like teaching a class. You don't feel like calling on prospects. You don't feel like going and going out to this group and then being a part of the networking group. There's going to be days you don't feel like it. Your excitement's high in the beginning, right? It's high, but then after a few weeks, a few months, it starts going down. And this is where you have to dig deep and persevere. That's the real battle right there. I see it so many times. People are so excited in the beginning, like going to the gym. I'm going to get in shape. They're so excited until they get there, and then they need a new motivation, right? They lose their jazz. They lose their excitement. So we've got to constantly understand. If you just know, look, my motivation is going to do this. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. I just have to keep going. For example, in my training right now, I'm going through a dip time in my training. When I train in my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class, I feel like I'm not doing well, right? I'm not doing well. But listen, I know I know in 10 years' time, this little dip will not matter if I just continue on, right? I just have to continue on. So listen, time's going to pass anyway. Let's keep working on yourself, keep working on your business, and don't worry about it. Next thing I see, some people may make this mistake that they don't specialize in something, right? They don't have a niche or a niche, however you want to pronounce it. And the great thing about I Love Kickboxing is that is a niche. That is a niche. That is something you can develop. That's a skill set. Teaching a very well curated fitness class is a skill set that it's not many people can do very well, especially in the kickboxing world, in that modality, right? And this is your chance to shine. This is your chance to have something different, have something unique, not be like everyone else, and have a different modality to go out there and help people with, okay? Hey, quick interruption from one of our sponsors, me. I'd like to tell you about the I Love Kickboxing vision. Our vision is to create a global network of coaches, a community of coaches that love helping people with this modality, kickboxing. Hey, if that resonates with you, go to our website, ilovekickboxing.com, click on Become a Coach. I always say the world needs more coaches, more people encouraging one another. You can go through our certification program. It's all online, no travel needed. Equipment is included. You're gonna love it. I think it's one of the best certifications on the planet, actually. And after that, you can continue being a part by being a part of our Coach Connector. It's a membership that connects everybody together and connects you to all the tools to continue having success as you teach classes. Class plans, marketing, be listed on our website, equipment, all kind of good stuff that you can take part of when you're part of the Coach Connector community. So if this resonates with you, I'd love to have you join the team, become a coach, and help us change lives with kickboxing. Next is, and the last one I'll probably talk about, is work-life balance. Work-life balance, listen, there is no such thing as work-life balance, because if it was balanced perfectly, if you use time as the scale, you would say, okay, I'm going to eat, I'm going to sleep 8 hours, I'm going to work 8 hours, and I'm going to be with my family 8 hours, right? That's 24 hours, right? It sounds wonderful, but we all know that's not how the world works. I wish it was that easy, right? It's not that easy, right? So I learned this from Lisa Nichols. She's a great motivational speaker. Check out her stuff, Lisa Nichols. You can find her online and on Google, on YouTube. She said it's not work-life balance you're looking for, it's harmony you're looking for. You have to have things in harmony, okay? And for me, what that means is, look, I can spend 1 hour with my son, and if that hour is quality, that lasts a little while. I don't have to spend 8 hours every day with him. I can take an hour, spend great quality time with him, really talking to him or playing a game or working out with him or doing something. And that time to him is going to mean a lot, right? Instead of halfway on the TV, he's over here and I'm working and I'm not really focused and being with him, right? That's not the harmony I want. So quality time, right? QTR, I had a good friend of mine, a martial artist. He always talks about QTR, quality time remaining, right? How much time do I have left in this life? And I've got to make sure I have quality time with the people that I really that I love and want to have that quality time with. Okay, let's talk about if you decide to start and own your own business. What are the benefits of those? What are the benefits of owning your own business? Well, there are a lot of them. First off, you have to just decide to do it. Some of you are on the fence, like, should I start something? Should I not? First off, you just have to decide, right? You're never going to be ready, right? It's like saying, I'm ready to have kids. You're never ready. You just got to go. You got to go. You will figure it out, right? You only have to see the next stair. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just the next one, right? That's all you have to do. And then you need to set goals, set some specific goals. Hey, I'm gonna teach 100 classes this year, right? I don't care where I'm gonna teach them, but I'm gonna teach 100 kickboxing, fitness kickboxing, I Love Kickboxing classes this year alone. See, that's a very specific goal. I'm gonna set goals. But let's talk about some of the benefits of owning something that's yours. First off, it's freedom. You're not on anybody else's time frame, anybody else's policies, anybody else's anything. It's purely yours. If you don't like something, you can change it. And you can change it quick. So that is key. Next is something you can leave to the community maybe later after you're gone. It's a legacy. Maybe your kids want to come in. Maybe it's something you can leave the community that has impacted the community in a positive way. So it's your legacy. Next, and this is, I think, the most important one. It is the development that happens to you. The personal development that happens to you is the most powerful thing. Maybe this business isn't wildly financially successful, but what does it do to you, the owner? It makes you a different person. Listen, if you have any lack in leadership skills, it will show up in a business. I'll give you an example. If you don't have good communication skills, employees, team members are going to have a tough time following you, right? If you don't have good planning and organizational skills, you're going to be all over the place, miss things. It's going to be a mess. It's not going to work, right? If you don't have good, accounting and keep good of your numbers, keep track of your numbers, you're going to leak money. You're going to miss things. Your financial statements won't look good. So all these things, if you're not a good personality, a good people person, if you're not nice and pleasant and professional, people aren't going to want to work with you. So whatever you're lacking, whatever skill set you may be lacking in personal development, in you, it will shine through in this business, and then you can go to work on it, right? I see it all the time in mine. I'm lacking a skill set here. I'm lacking a skill set here. And today, I found one actually today I don't know anything about. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have got to go to work and study this piece of this business so I can learn more about this and get better at it. And the other thing that's so great about owning your own business is as you grow, first it's just you, but then you're going to need help. You're going to need some help, maybe an employee, maybe a team member. I love to call them a team member because we're all rowing the same way, doing the same thing. And you're creating opportunity for someone else. You're creating jobs. My camera guys and I were just talking about this, right? I am so honored and proud that I can give these guys a great place to work. I think it's a great place to work, a great environment with something they love doing, right? Super, give them a fair wage and give them a nice place to work. That's, so they can take care of their family. That is why it warms my heart, and that is what I love doing. So listen, there's so many great things about owning something, being on the ownership side, and I want to encourage you to do it. Yes, you can do it. If someone told you you can't, don't listen to them, right? You can do it. I know you can. And there's not going to be a straight path. Everybody's path goes different ways, right? And that's okay. You just have to keep moving, or as Rocky said, keep punching, or as I like to say, keep kicking. So hey, if you like these tips, click and subscribe. We'd love to have you on board. I hope to see you in our next I Love Kickboxing workout. Let's go.